All right, everybody, we are back. This is our sixth captain interview. I have here today that boy in the end. You guys want to introduce yourselves?
Hello.
Hi. I'm datboi, the GOAT. Everyone knows me. Not really, but season 1 best captain, all-time losses leader. You know me. We out here. We make things happen.
Right on top of that, I'm Zend, all-time win leader, complete opposite to datboi. We've captained together in season 2 and season 3, and I won MVP in season 2.
W?
Thanks to my support.
It was
I want that asterisk in there. Thanks to my support.
I think I stole Swish MVP from you both times.
yeah, both seasons I started playing Swish and then switched to SV like 2-3 weeks in.
Yeah, unlike me who sticks to Swish the whole time and wins Swish MVP.
I'll get it this time.
Yeah, maybe this
Dude,
time.
you're
This is
playing only
the
Swish.
pool's crazy this time. All right. Well, going in here, we're gonna go to the next question. What are your guys' captaining experiences?
I mean, we kind of just said that. We captained season 2 and 3. We captained GTTA when that was a thing.
Gotta remember GTTA.
I don't know. That's 3 years, the last 3 years, basically, we've captained a tour each year. So, I don't know. We've been doing it. We've been around the block. We should have won best captains in season 2. You stole that from us. That was unrightful. We had the better captain's record and we're the 1 seed. Yeah, you beat us in the finals, but it was a regular season award. We should have won it. But all the voters were like, oh, because voters don't know what they're doing. Hive mind, dude. If you look at the stats, we were the better captains.
I'm just a goat. I don't know what to tell you.
I've been mad about this for years.
I won best captain pair season 3 as well, and it was like I don't know what to tell you, man.
Okay, we don't talk about season 3.
Season 3,
that season
honestly,
never
I
happened.
kind of blacked out season 3.
What happened?
Honestly,
what do you mean Soul went for 20K?
My baby, dude. Oh my god.
My baby, that guy was less than last season, bro.
Dude, okay, to be fair, I love that guy, but his time zone was actually the worst. I used to have to wake up early to mock that guy because he had the most unviable time zone.
His time zone fit better with mine because of the times that I'm on.
Dude, it was actually so bad. I remember, I would wake up at 8 a.m. to mock him, and I was season 3, I was yeah, I'm not doing this again.
Yeah, we were also just targeting other players in general. We were saving budget for Ploppy towards the end, who ended up going for a ridiculous 30K.
Dude, did Ploppy even do good? I don't remember.
I think they did I think
Ploppy? Right. I don't think so. I think he was on Flipsicle's team. I think he did okay.
I don't remember.
They went Ploppy 3. That's not too bad.
If he had
some really creative. They had some really creative builds though.
He's not signed up for this one though, is he?
No, I don't think so.
Instead, he got replaced by a bunch of MPA guys.
Bunch of randos.
Wouldn't say that to your potential future teammates.
I would not say that. Yeah, randos. You're the rando to them.
Dude, this is my tour, dude.
True. You got to win this season though. You got to take away the championship for me. 2-time right here.
Dude, that's the plan.
Light work.
A lot of these guys, even the season 3 people who joined season 3, they don't understand about season 2, dude. Me and Than, we ran this tour in season 2. We were 6-1. We dog walked every team in this tour every week, bro. Okay. The only team we lost to was yours twice because you guys just had our number. But every other team,
that roster was unfair.
We had a loaded roster, and oh my god, season 2 we were different, and everyone's there's some bums because they saw us last season. But I'm dude, they don't understand about season 2. We dog walked everyone. We're the real OG studs here, and everyone's sleeping on us out here.
You got to prove your stuff this season for sure. You got to show to everybody that season 3 through season 3 was a fluke. It was just an off season, etc.
Exactly.
All right. Well, you kind of answered a bit of it already. But the next question is, what are your guys' expectations going into this season?
I mean, expectations. I mean, the goal is to win here. Like last season, we got too cute with it. We thought we were like these super geniuses, and we're just kind of chilling. And then obviously we didn't have a great season. This time we're a lot more focused, a lot more dialed in. Like we've been putting the hours in, putting the work, and ready to put more work in. The goal is to win. That's about it. That's the expectation. The other expectation is I'm going to win week 7. I'm going to get one game week 7, and I'm going to win.
Oh, you got to get a win on board? Hey, Rising got a win last season. You got to top that. You got to top him. You got to win last season.
I had a win last season too, okay? But I need another one this season.
You got to get above him. I don't know if you're below or above him on standings.
I don't know.
If you're below him, you got to get above him.
I have like probably double his games played though. That's the thing.
It doesn't matter. You still got to get above him. Being below him is down bad.
Let me do it.
Yeah, like I completely forgot that we had a second captain buy-in at mids because our roster kind of struggled that much.
I'm ahead of him, dude. Oh my god, I have 5 more wins than him.
I'm not surprised. I don't remember how well you did in season 1 though.
My season 1 performance, dude. If you take out my playoff losses, I'm an all-time 500 player. Okay.
Yeah, and if you take out my season 1 performance, then I'm number 1 on the leaderboard because I only had like 2 losses the entirety of season 2, season 3. Like,
yeah, if you take off my playoff losses, I got 1 loss.
True.
I'm known to be a playoff choker.
Dude, that's me. I have 5 losses in the playoffs.
Hey, playoffs is when it matters the most. That's when you got to lock in. My team last season was seed 4. We locked in for playoffs and we won the whole thing. We swept them both. Both teams we played, being 1 seed and 2 seed.
Hopeless carry, hopeless prep carry,
hopeless carry. That's not
the players. That's just the
prep
hopeless
carry for no reason. Literally, it was the soul carry, and I refuse to believe anything different.
Yeah, it was a soul carry. It was a trace carry actually. The 06 trace carry. No. It was because Trace locked in. It was because Trace won the match.
Chase 1 game of the season. That's all that matters. All right. I'll throw in a little random question here. Are there any captain cores you guys are worried about?
Bruh.
Worried about? No. I mean, look, every other core, they either don't have the experience or they don't have the skill to match us. Right?
That boy's just talking shit here. What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? Sven and Tang, bro.
Okay, but they've never done this before. They gotta walk the walk. Everyone's just like, oh, they're this and that. Okay, I ain't seen them win a draft tour. I ain't seen them out here. I didn't see them like grinding mocks all day long.
They have both played draft. If you've watched their last interview, they confirmed that both of them have played draft before. If you watched their last interview.
Well,
did they finish first in standings in season 2?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Look, I think the thing is, they can have draft experience, but there's a difference between when you have draft experience and then all of a sudden it's Sunday night at 10 p.m. and you're drafting 9 teams at once.
Yeah,
that's a different level of chaos that I feel like a lot of people are not prepared for.
Hey, season
especially
3
as captains, I think that's going to be interesting. Depends on who they get and if they can anchor them.
Dude, season 3, I drafted every down bad patrol team by myself. Season 3.
I mean, I didn't draft that much last season, but I remember season 1, I drafted all the teams. Because you got to just it's hard. You got to focus. And that's what I'm saying. They definitely have more skill than me. I mean, I'm not the best player, but I've been here. Me and Ben, we've done this multiple times. We kind of have a system that works on how we like to get our drafts done.
Mm-hmm.
We're not. I mean, obviously we got the Blacephalon, but usually our drafts are pretty good and we have focused.
It's good besides the Blacephalon. True. Okay.
What do you mean Blacephalon's broken, guys? I did not say that.
Great mon. Everyone loves Blacephalon.
Everyone loves Blacephalon. Swish Blacephalon to be specific, not Usam where the gen is actually good in.
Yeah, Swish Blacephalon goes hard.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to see the Trick Room Iron Ball Blacephalon.
Dude, if I saw that, I would poop my pants.
All right.
Yeah, but in general, like to be like more on a more realistic note, like going back to that last question, it's like for this season we definitely got to focus on trying to get like more solid drafts. Like I think at the start of season 3 we had quite a few shitty drafts, and it was only by mids that we kind of recovered them and somewhat made them more salvageable. Like usually we go for like these personal preferences, or like preseason I'd like grind out a bunch of these different sort of draft plans, and then I like refuse to listen to anyone else who like rejects these ideas. And so this time around I feel like we definitely need to like level up our draft game, because it doesn't matter if you get the best plays. If you have a shit draft and just get like MU fished, it's unwinnable basically.
Yeah, you had a couple of players last season that were kind of cooking. I remember specifically the Star Raptors OP guy was like really cooking last season. He was doing really well on your team. At least at the start he was.
Man, you don't need to be inflating your price like that. Come on, you just signed up, man.
He just signed up.
My best friend. Dude,
we wanted him again this season, bro.
Oh, my fault.
We're gonna get him still. You act like this guy's gonna bid on him. He doesn't know the Star Raptor sauce.
True.
Yeah.
Dude, but last season was interesting because we did have some guys who just like last season we got guys who just we all thought had a bunch of potential, and like some of them like lived up to that potential and was like really cool to like see them. Like they literally were like way better players by the end of the season who I felt like would compete with anyone. And then half our roster didn't kind of like want to put in the work and like actually work and get better. So then it was like we kind of flopped.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to do better, but.
Yeah, there's plenty of players this time around to go.
5 team. We got hacked multiple weeks. Okay.
Yeah, that was bad.
Were we a playoff team? No, but I remember getting hacked multiple times, and it's just like
It was like a string of 2 weeks where it was like the worst hacks you could possibly imagine.
Right.
It was like 3. It was like we were like what 2. It was like the series was 2-all. No, it was like. We were leading like 2-1, and then we just got hacked 3 games in a row and lost.
Yep. And it's just like, bro, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, that's Mons for you. Speaking of Mons, let's go on to the next question. What are your guys' thoughts on the current formats? Our current formats are SVVGC Regulation F. This includes both Walking Wake and Iron Leaves, as well as Battlebond Greninja. Swish Series 9, that is the full decks, excluding restricted Mythicals. And USUM 2018, which is full decks excluding restricted and mythicals. So just 3 formats this season, as opposed to maybe the 4 or 5 which we've had in previous.
Well, obviously, I'm deeply saddened by the no black-white. Black-white is the best format in this tour. This is literally the only place black-white draft VGC has ever been played. And I think that's what made us awesome, but whatever. I'm excited for the Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I feel like
I'm pretty happy with
for years now.
Yo, so datboi.
I'm pretty happy with the formats that we got, because you look at like what season 2, season 3, like Scarlet Violet, Swish, and USUM. They're like the classics. Like you can't have a Citrus season without those 3 formats. Like they're the core of Citrus. You need those 3 formats. Like all 3 of those formats are really good. And then Black and White and Nat decks are kind of just like Mickey Mouse formats. They're not real.
Black-White is not Mickey Mouse. Okay, Black-White is a good format. People just don't want to look at it.
So dude, I want to bring something up real quick.
Good thing, bro.
I want to bring one thing up real quick.
Round 1.
One thing. So WBG did a Black and White off season, and I did not see a datboi sign up during the Black and White off season for WBG. So like, if this is your format, then like, where was your sign up, bro?
When was that?
Yo, literally last month. Literally last month.
Literally? Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
I'm being dead ass.
No one DM'd me being like, yo.
Bro, I gotta DM you? Yeah, you. Why don't you have notifications on for WBG?
Dude. I had them on.
I was busy with college.
Yeah. Dude, I'm actually so sad now. That would have been so much fun. I love that format.
Yeah, some people have some fun with it.
Dude, I remember like pre-season 1, like just playing, running sets, like just straight 2012 VGC with like Angel and Ninjosh. Like I have replays saved. Just like before Citrus started, just running black-white VGC to learn the format.
Was season one even a real thing? I don't remember the single thing about that season.
Season 1
like best of 5. It was like ORAS. I just checked the document. There's like ORAS in there for some reason.
Dude, you were the GOAT season 1. You were like undefeated.
And I had like the weirdest draft ever. I just realized I had Papa Brulu and Obama Snow.
Look, I didn't know how to draft in season 1, bro. I was bad at the game. I was still learning VGC. There's a funny backstory about season 1. Originally, I actually wasn't a captain for season 1. I was an emergency captain sub because Lamuro got banned mid-season. I mean, not mid-season, but like pre-season, he got banned. So then I had to like fill in for his captain slot.
Yeah,
dude. Season 1.
We all know how that went.
Hopeless. Do you remember like at mid-season, none of the mods or admins were active still, so all the captains just kind of like did our own mid-season?
Yeah, I know. I was basically fucking running the league, and then that kind of like spiraled into me modding WVG, and then like eventually like owning the entire thing. It was that mid-season where I kind of like took over and kind of just like called a lot of it.
Oh, dude, that was so fun. I just remember just like making up random rules during the mid-season. I don't even think there was supposed to be a mid-season week. We just created one.
Yeah.
It was so funny. People won't understand it. It was like you, me, Robin, Angel, Saber. Like all the other captains were like dead.
Dude, it's so crazy how far STC has come, bro.
Now it's like
proof season 1
40 hacks. It's crazy.
We're at like 150 right now.
Wow.
It was more than that, but yeah. We've like way surpassed last season.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, every day I feel like I look and there's more big names signing up. And I'm like, dude, I forgot like there's so many people joining the tour.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And I'm like, damn, they're good.
Like it's about to surpass DPL.
NPA.
We're about to surpass DPL. We're very close to it. Like this season's DPL, we're about to surpass it in total signups.
I was like, dude, I've called like 15 different players in the pool, like 30K players. Cause I'm like still thinking like season 1 and 2, where it's like, if you would like, you were a pretty good player, you were just auto 20K.
I found 12. When I was going through, I found like 12 that'd be like, yeah, I would go up to 30s on these guys. Which is that signifies pool strength right there. We have like multiple different options and all that kind of thing.
Exactly. And it's like with the new budget system too, the auctions definitely be very different from past seasons.
Speaking of, what are you guys' thoughts? So STC, we're going to be doing best of 8 this season. The question is best of 8 versus best of 7. What are you guys' thoughts on that? Traditionally, we've always done the best of 7. Best of 8 is a bit more experimental. This goes more in line with other VGC tours and other just general team tours in general, which do best of 8, which can allow for ties now, which is huge.
I'm not a fan of the best of 8. My only thing about the best of 8 is by having an 8th game, it gets rid of game 7. Game 7, like nothing like when you're grinding all week and it's 3-3 and it comes down to like that final game and you have 20 people in that chat like watching that game. It is electric, dude. And it's every week. Like that's like part of the reason you play, you know, like you just
I gotta agree on that one.
Like when it's like you got your guy like who's not your biggest name, he's like probably like a lower bid guy going against like a bigger guy, like a higher bid guy for game 7 for the win. It's like, and you're just sitting there like biting your nails. It's like, it's so much fun. It's like that's part of the like the whole reason I'm here to play. Like those moments are so good. And I get by the 8th game, it's like you're kind of getting rid of that. It's like, oh, you're playing to tie. Like I feel like it's not the same. Like it's win or lose. You know, like that whole week comes out to that one moment. Like I don't know.
I think my own opinion on best of 8 versus best of 7. I agree to best of 7. Those game 7s where you're 3-3 are extremely hype, and those are some of the most memorable team tour moments for me, both frustrating and happy. Best of 8 overall does keep the seasons a bit more competitive, as to where usually by week 6, sometimes week 5, 2 teams are out, and whoever else has them on their schedule kind of just has free wins because teams don't really try at that point. For the most part, most teams won't try. Once they're out, they're out. So the teams that have them remaining in the last weeks kind of get thrown a bone in terms of their SOS. While within best of 8, it's much harder to be out by that point because of option to tie and having those like extra points, right? Where maybe like your roster had like maybe 3 consistent wins, or maybe like you had 4, and you're barely winning every week, but now you can tie, right? So you can't get by like that anymore. So now it kind of fucking what's the word I'm looking for? It's something about player depth. I can't remember the word off the top of my head. It's almost 5 o'clock in the morning. Oh,
yeah. I don't know why I picked this time for the interview.
But yeah, I'm sorry. It promotes player depth and pretty much on your roster. Because last season we had a couple teams. My team was one of them. Because Chase was negative, where we kind of only had like 4 players winning per week, and if one of the 4 lost, then we kind of like lost a week, or it was like kind of sketchy, right? While it was like that for a couple other teams too. While in best of 8, we would have just been tying those weeks, most likely. Best of 8 also allows more people to have more playtime, so there's also another plus to it.
That's the advantage I do see. It's just more playtime, more games being played, which is good. Because honestly, with a pool this size, it should be like a 10-team tour, but you can't really flip that now.
Nah, not at all. 10 people per team playing per week. I'm gonna be real with you. Do you want to prep 10 games per week? Be honest.
No. I mean, it should be a 10 captain course.
Oh, well, yeah,
like
but we wouldn't know that, right? You wouldn't know that going in.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like now, you can't really change it, but like with the pool this big, it's like
we could have actually done that. We had some very good captain apps. This is one of the I know you were admin in a couple other seasons. You always saw that we kind of struggled with player apps. This season, day 2, I could have closed play. You came in a little later, but I will tell you, day 2 of captain apps being out, I could have closed apps and we could have started the season right there. Like the captain apps are that good.
Jeez.
Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. We had like I think at the end 12 to choose from.
Yeah.
I mean, the captain cores, I remember like seeing them come out and all of them were strong. Like, I'm not going to name names, but in the past couple seasons, it's like you look at some of the cores and you're like, you can clearly tell it's like those ones are kind of a step below. But here, I feel like everyone's like really there.
Mm-hmm. Well, for sure, I can see every captain core here making playoffs, which I'm pretty happy with.
Oh, it's going to be
competition tight.
It's going to be a good season.
Right. Now on to the next question. We're going to say, what are your values as managers? What do you 2 value? We can say, well, what do you value from out of players? What do you do for like a team morale kind of thing?
Well, I value not quitting. Last season, again, you said this earlier, like where teams kind of quit, we were bad, right? And there were definitely a lot of players who down the stretch were just like, nah, I don't really care that much. And that really upsets me because I was down the stretch. I'd still work my butt off. Week 7, I was still asking for mocks. We were out. We'd already lost the week and I'm still asking for mocks because it's all about just playing, putting your best foot forward, improving as a player, right? Like when people try to quit on the team or like, yeah, we're out, I don't really care anymore. That really upsets me. You got to play. You got to be consistent and play every week. You can't falter. You got to play. Like, because if you're going to quit on your team by week 6, how are you going to last, 10 weeks with tiebreakers and playoffs and stuff? Like, you got to be able to like consistently play. And like, when I see players quitting on their teams, like in week 6, I'm like, to me, that's like a big, like, I don't like that at all.
Yeah, building on that, I guess like what me and datboi also kind of look at in terms of for a player. I guess we kind of look for 2 things. The first thing is like player skill, how good you are. Like in the player apps, I was like talking to some guys and they were clearly single guys who hadn't touched a single game of VGC before. And it's very hard for a captain to draft a guy who's only played singles before because obviously singles and VGC is 2 completely different games. And if you're put into a completely new environment, it's very hard to expect you to perform at a high level. And the second thing we kind of look for is like how good of a teammate you are. Like it's very easy for you to like win all your games. Like I could win all my games, but our team could still lose. So we definitely still value guys who help other people mark, support, etc. Because that way it helps the entire team improve overall. And at the end of the day, it's a team tournament, not an individual player tournament.
Yeah, I've been saying this for seasons. The team you don't win the league at auction. You can draft a stud team at auction, but it's about how you grow. You have 7 weeks where you're basically be putting a lot of hours into mons, grinding and getting better. And you also have midseason where you get new players and be able to improve your drafts. The team you start at auction is not how you are going to playoffs. You have to continuously get better through the season to win at the end. You got to keep working and getting better. When you're helping other people, that might be oh, I'm just helping someone else. I'm not getting playing time, getting better. Well, you are. You're getting to talk to them. You're working through a matchup. You're learning, right? You're going to become a better player. We've seen it before with people, we see it all the time, really. Alt source, you'll see someone, they'll be a mock slave, whatever, just helping out. Then eventually they'll get a shot and they'll do better because they put in the time to grow. You have to grow throughout a season, put the effort in, and that's when you'll show and become a better team. We literally had it season 2. Jay and Soul both were 0-2, right? Both not much draft experience. We're both 0-2. I think neither of them lost post mids, right? It's that's because they didn't give up. They didn't go 0-2 and were draft's not my thing, I give up, right? They stuck with it. And then look, they're both studs now, right? You got to stick with it.
Generational lock-in.
That's a good lock-in. 0-2 into. How did they both end? I think they both lost. I know they both lost to my team. But would they end 7-3?
But Jay was 5-2 at the end of regular season. Soul was 4-2, I think.
So it should be 5-3, 5-3, 6-3. Okay. Something around there.
So I don't remember their playoff records, but I remember they both locked in big time post mids.
I also want to add something. I remember specifically to the end's point about singles players not knowing VGC. I don't inherently think that's a bad thing. And when you're talking about game skill, I know you're talking about VGC, but I think inherently, because I myself am a singles player, I transitioned from singles to VGC. When you have an inherent base knowledge of the game, that can carry over to VGC because they have the game knowledge already built in from singles, right? It's just being able to pivot to doubles, and they may need more help than somebody else who's already acquainted with VGC. But I'll tell you, I would rather a good singles player than a bad VGC player. Straight up. Every time as a player. Because if the good singles player, they already have base game knowledge. If I give them prep, game plan, and tell them how the team works, they'll succeed. I know they'll succeed because we've seen examples of this. Look at Darkrai from last season. That's a singles player. He went 5-1, right? Insane. Yep. Cookie, Street Card Cookie, singles player. 2 amazing seasons back to back, right? It's shown that singles players can play VGC when they just are good at the game. It might take them a bit longer to catch on to it, but if you help them out, put the time in and the effort, that's your min-bid pop-off slot. At least I know.
Exactly. They may lose those first couple weeks, but if they stick with it and grow, by playoff times, they are a force. That's what happened with us Bandit season 2. He went 0-3, never played VGC before in season 1. Season 2, I picked him up, and we really helped him, and he went 4-2, I think.
Oh, yeah, that guy was going crazy.
Biggest stud, but they can work out. You just gotta help them, and if they have the knowledge, it's very good. I've seen a couple of them in the pool currently. They're oh, I don't have much experience, but I'm hey man, I'll take you to the datboi and Hammer School of Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, dude. We'll get you some wins.
All right. Next question is to piggyback off of this one. Describe your managing style.
Ooh. I mean,
you need time to think.
You go first. Man.
All right. I mean, me and datboi have done it. Have captained together for 2 seasons now, and I guess from our past experience, I'd say that we're definitely very flexible. Captain call. We play with a bunch of different guys, and I guess everything at the end of the day, everything we do is basically trying to help us to win or trying to get the players to perform at the highest level possible. And so, anything that helps the players perform better, we will obviously try and do our best to accommodate and listen to their needs. And so, I mean, if a player wants, like, we will definitely hear the players out, and we will definitely do our best to, make them feel involved, build a positive team environment, just overall have some good chemistry, have a chill team, and get better and improve whilst we're having fun. And I guess that's the kind of managing style that we've got. We're just very flexible, very adaptable, and we can basically work with anyone.
Yep, we're kind of like Ty Lue, like players first. We're gonna let them do whatever they want. Like, if we got you on the team and you're really like, oh, I have this great draft plan, everyone's gonna love it. Like, okay, let's see it. We'll hear it out, and we probably end up drafting it. Like, we've had stinker draft before because we'll just listen to someone and they'll be like, okay, we listen. Like, if you have some crazy idea, like, we'll probably rock with it. We're not like, oh, you have to do this and that. Like, this is how we're gonna win. Otherwise, we're gonna lose. Like, whatever. You're on the team. You take care of yourself. Like, we'll mock, we'll help, we'll do whatever. But if you have your own ideas, that's all you.
Wasn't that picking that up? Oh, I was thinking this wasn't picking it up. Okay.
We just went silent for a second.
Yeah, I didn't see the green circle there. I didn't know that. I guess I just didn't pick it up. I was saying that, yeah, for sure, being able to hear out your players is pretty important, all that kind of thing. Especially because I think one of the issues, especially cheaper, most people listen to your, you draft somebody for 30K. If you were to draft me for 40K, right, and then ignore me and my suggestions for drafting, I would immediately stop helping the team. That's the type of person I am. I would just stop helping the team if I'm being ignored, right, as a 40K. So, sometimes, some of my min-bid players can feel, or even on the cheaper end, they can feel that they're being ignored, especially if a team just falls in the direction of their more expensive players, which, you should. You should follow in the direction of your expensive players. Unless they're making really bad suggestions.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's also a personality thing. You kind of can tell by the personality of your player you draft, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, that's the general questions for you guys. Do you have any questions for me while we're here?
Questions? When's the doc coming out, dude? I've been dying for this thing.
Doc is in work in progress right now. We're almost done with the tiers. We have some cool tier shifts this season. I can run you by some of them. I know from prior seasons, I think Dozo Giri had went up. Basque Legion is no longer 9 points. It went up. You didn't play in last season WBG, but Palafin is the same price, but it went down from last STC.
That boy's the biggest Palafin glazer.
I'm a big Palafin fan.
Yeah, that guy's 9 points. And go crazy.
Dude, he's 9 points.
Yeah, go crazy, bro.
And I'm telling you.
What else is there? There's anything notable? I think Iron Hand last season was in 20 points. I think he's in 19 now. Same with Annihilate. I think Annihilate was also 20. He moved down to 19. Anything else that's crazy notable on the tier list? Moltres Galar is no longer 19 points. It's now 20 points. A couple other Switch Pokemon have moved up and down towards those top tiers. From the last season. What else is there? And is there anything too notable in Usum I can remember off the top of my head? I think Zapdos went up. Celesteela went down in Usum. What else is there? Mega Lotties both went up from last season. I think they actually gained a total of 5 points from across the 2 seasons. I think it was
I was telling it then. I was like, the Mega Lotties are such steals. We were looking at the old tiers, and I was like, Mega Lotties are goat mons. Mm-hmm. And he was I don't get it.
I think Mega Lottie Yas is currently 17. It might be 16. Dude, it's either 16 or 17. And then Latios is 15. So they're by somewhere around there off the top of my head. Mega Venusaur also went up.
The base form.
16 or 15. Anything else? I think a couple other the really bad Megas kind of moved down. Mega Camerupt, Mega Pinsir, Mega Beedrill, Mega Absol, all those kind of guys all kind of just moved down generally. Because if you didn't know you can draft 2 Megas here, you are allowed to. They're kind of expensive, so most people didn't. Right?
Yeah.
Anything else crazy? That's it for the tier list wise. And as for it right now, the doc maker is working on it. We were talking about the rosters for a bit, so they haven't worked on the rosters, which we're working on right now.
Yup.
Honestly, I was just asking because I feel like no one's seen the Chili Boys logo, and that is a masterpiece.
Oh, the Chili Boys logo will be on the thumbnail. Don't worry.
Oh, I can't.
Just make sure you DM it to me after
people
this, so I can put it on the thumbnail.
People see a couple chill penguins.
Do you have any other questions for me? It could be anything.
Oh, I'm sorry. About Palafin.
I'll ask a question. Right, this kid needs to get off Palafin. Okay. So I know we didn't really answer this question that well, but I wanted to ask you, which captain cores are you most scared of and why?
So for me,
who's Hope was scared of?
For me personally, I think the Piranha Plant TO core is a very strong core. I think both of them are amazing captains, as I have worked with Plant in the past, and I know TO he comes from a more VGCPL thing. In fact, I believe he even said himself, he said it in Captain Chat, that the team logo he's used has never lost in VGCPL. It's like 6 times winning so far. So they're both very strong managers. Of course, one of them comes from a non-draft background, who's getting more into draft now, right? Yeah. And then you have Plant, draft goat MVP last season. Draft goat Plant. He's shown to be very strong. He's had constant performances. 2 teams that he's run, right? He basically carried Rising's team to finals, and Rising's not a good captain, right? So he carried those 2 essentially carried a bad team up in the finals, right? So that kind of shows, even with a lackluster roster overall, they were able to make it work to bring that team up into finals. That's why I would be really scared of that core. I think that if they're able to auction well, that will be one of the teams to look out for. The other team I'm more interested in, and I think they're a wild card team. I think it's Vinny Death Smash. I think they're very much a wild card team. That team, I think, will either do really, really well or be. I'm not gonna say they're gonna do bad, because I don't think that team will do bad. I think they'll be middle of the pack, dead middle of the pack. Maybe like 5th seed, right? Like right at the end. If they don't end up smashing like 2nd seed, I think they're gonna end up like 5th seed. It comes down to how they're going to auction and their drafts. So I'm not too sure how either captain is when it comes to drafting is the main thing. Because Vinny doesn't strike me as a good VGC drafter. He might know what's good and what's bad, but I'm not too sure like his entire background when it comes to it, right? To if he can round out a team, from my own experience teaming with him, right? And seeing him play in like WBG and all that. And I also don't know how well adjusted Death Smash is to VGC draft. He's played 2 seasons now, right? But I know what he likes, and I've seen what he likes, right? So will he just go like towards like comfort, or will he like explore a little more and stuff like that? Is what I'm interested in seeing. I think those 2 teams are definitely ones to watch out for. In terms of captains that I would be more worried about. I think every captain here is very strong overall, but those 2 are the standout ones to me.
Nice.
Not the Vinny team though. Dude, we're beating Vinny, Thend. I don't care. We're beating Vinny. That's the mission.
Yeah, what was that quote from the other captain interview?
Dude, that pissed me off so much.
Which one?
I could have whipped myself if I lost to datboi team. Dude, oh my God. We are not losing that game. Yeah. We are not losing that game.
It's going to be a fun season ahead, fellas.
Oh, we're having beef already? Holy shit. Dude, I love some draft league beef. As long as we keep it PG, and it's all fun and games, we can have as much draft league beef as we want. Let's not have to get too personal though. You know what I mean?
Dude, my for the hand, I'm already hovering over the wheelchair button for every game Vinny loses.
Chill. Let's not do all that now. Let's not get too aggressive now. You have any other questions for me?
Nah, I'm all good on my end.
Dude, I don't got questions. I didn't come prepared. Dude, it's like almost 5 a.m. for me.
That's fair. Fair. It's almost 5 a.m. for me.
Why did you guys agree to this time? What the hell?
Dude, it's DGen time, bro.
It's DGen time, bro. Shit, facts. I just got off of work.
And I wonder why you guys have
4 a.m. is
messed up sleep schedules.
Bro, my brain's a little fried. That's why I can't. That's why I haven't been able to answer some questions as good as I can because like my brain's fried.
Dude, you and Soul were a match made in heaven. You get off at 4 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez.
Right.
Like,
my last thing is we have a lightning round here. Lightning round is I'm just gonna ask you what your guys' draft preferences are. We have 4 categories: Tailwind, Trick Room, Rage Powder, Follow Me, and I'm trying to remember the last one. Fake Out. That is 5 a.m. brain for you right there. So first, we're gonna start with Tailwind. What do you guys prefer? You can do other formats if you like other formats. The default format is SV. If you want to talk about Swish or Usum, you can make sure when you're talking about those when you say you're talking about those formats. But we could talk about those as well. But as default, we're just going to be talking about SV here. What do you guys prefer? High tier, mid tier, or low tier?
I'm just gonna say this is a warning. Me and datboi fight over every single draft.
we do. We are the opposite drafters.
We have the opposite ideas. All right. What was the first one?
Tailwind setters. Tailwind setters. Do you guys prefer to draft high tier, mid tier, or low tier ones? If you need an example, I can tell you what some examples are. You might just be able to kind of guess because you guys played in prior seasons, like who they are. It doesn't really change too much. Yep. I think the only notable one is like Talonflame, who's now a mid-tier one. I think that's the only notable one that's kind of moved down.
I like whatever tier Zapdos is in.
High tier.
That mon just gets taunted every single time and does not click Tailwind.
Dude, I love bulky, like 100 base speed, bulky Tailwind setters. Like it and Charizard are like goat Tailwind setters.
And then you get outspent by Nurshifu.
Okay, if they're trying to taunt you, you just fire off an attack. It's not that hard. Like just outplay. Like it's not.
I don't know about like a Tailwind Charizard.
Yeah, that boy's the kind of guy to run mental herbs at those.
Dude, I would every day of the week find you can Tailwind up. It's not complicated. Okay. Fake out and you static pair them. Like they can't touch you. You're invincible. You just set it up.
So for me, I usually play maybe SV and Swish. I don't really play USUM. But for me, like I kind of prefer my. I'll talk for SV because this is the one like I'm most familiar with. So I like my Whimsicott, Tornadus, your higher end Tailwind setters. Like I think they're nice. Like that boy's obviously gonna he's probably fuming right now, but I think having really good Prankster Tailwind setters just allows for your other pieces to have so much more value. Like you look at ones like Regidrago or like Great Tusk or like what else is that? Like Typhlosion. Like those mons by themselves aren't like the strongest mons. But then you put it next to a Tailwind and all of a sudden they could like 4-0 sweep the opposing team. And so in that sense, I think Whimsicott and Torn are very strong. And alongside that, with a very similar like idea, Iron Jugulus, Roaring Moon, and maybe Murkrow are also pretty good. I like those.
Murkrow?
I mean, if you're desperate, you know?
I mean, sorry, you were naming all these awesome mons like Roaring Moon, Iron Jugulus, and you go Murkrow.
That is true. Murkrow did kind of like mess up your point a little bit. You didn't really, I have to agree with that boy here. You were cooking until you said Murkrow.
Dude.
All right, at least I didn't say Kilowattrel because I know that boy would have said Kilowattrel.
Oh, Kilowattrel's a mod too, dude. Oh my god, electric flyings are they're awesome. Like
I swear, this guy said that he liked Kilowattrel.
I have said
we
I
were
like
on a draft.
We
were on a draft, and he was suggesting Kilowattrel.
Dude, why not?
That one is ass, bro.
Electric immune, like it can Tailwind. It can do so much.
I'm gonna have to agree with the end here. Kilowattrel's not a good Pokemon.
You like the same 3 low tier mons every draft, then? Like
what? Actually, which 3? Yeah, I bet you can't name them.
I was about to say Stantler, but that's actually I'm the Stantler guy.
Yeah, because I can't even think of the low tier ones myself.
I just picked like every draft last year. Oh, and it's
we gotta get this Scraggy this time.
Okay, maybe I'm lying. Maybe it's me and Hammer that are always messing up the drafts.
Wait, let me yap for another few seconds. I really dislike low tier Tailwind setters or like ones like Fletchling, and this might be a hot take, but I do not like Volbeat and Illumise because I swear every single time Volbeat and Illumise are just dead slots, and the opponent just
He's playing 2v1.
Yo, what happened? You good?
He died.
Yo, he started hating on Volby and Illumise, and Discord was not having it. It cut off everything he said after.
All right. I was saying that it was a 2v1 basically, yeah, because Volby Illumise just becomes a dead slot. And then I've seen so many replays where the opponent just doubles into like your only offensive mon. Mm-hmm. And then there's just nothing they can do about it because Volby Illumise, all they can do is charm, encore, maybe get off of fake tears, or like Thunder Wave, and that's about all they do, or like click a struggle bug. But that mon is like completely neutral or passive. It's like zero offense.
I will say, I didn't actually notice until I saw someone run this. Volby gets seismic toss. It's not as passive. It's it's like fucking seismic toss, but it's like not that passive. Like it's better than nothing.
Dude, Illumise used to be the singles go in Gen 8, dude. You would run that and just wall so much stupid stuff for no reason. Just prankster roost, toxic stall. Oh, it was so funny.
I kind of agree with you. In the end, I don't agree with the Volby emos. They're not my first choice for mid tiers. They're definitely not my first. They're not my second either. But they are options I will take. I actually don't like low tier tailwind setters at all. I think they're kind of bad. I think at worst, the worst tailwind setter you can get is Articuno Galar. I think that is the worst one you get.
Yeah.
Because it has both tailwind and trick room. But I think that's like the lowest you go, right? Even then it's not too amazing.
Psychic.
But overall I do agree with you. In that sense, I also don't rate how passive they are. But part of it is they do demand some kind of respect because they have those prankster encore. In case of Volby has encore and taunt, which is pretty huge for it.
Yep.
So they definitely have tools because they are a prankster Pokemon. They also do a bit of prep because now you might see like mental herbs and all that kind of stuff. But they are very passive. They kind of just sit on field and do nothing. Think overall. All right. Next question. We're going to be doing trick room setters. The same thing. High tier, mid tier, low tier. If you need an example of some high tiers or mid tiers, I can provide those for you.
Well, it definitely depends on the format. Sword and Shield, I used to spam Dusclops Glastrier every time I could, dude. That core was so
you'll be happy. You'll be happy then, datboi.
Dude, Sword and Shield, Dusclops Glastrier is just so good.
I think Dusclops moved down in every single tier. Like every single tier we had him in,
season 2
moved down like a lot.
I'm pretty sure in season 2 we had a goated Dusclops Glastrier draft. But like the one fear that I was having before going into the draft and going into the season was like, dude, what if they just taunt the Dusclops? And you know what datboi said? Just run Mental Herb Dusclops. This guy does not run Eviolite on his Dusclops.
You just run Dusknoir. Wait, what did you just do Dusknoir then? Dusknoir's like 6 points cheaper. Why did you do Dusknoir? You saved 1 points.
No, exactly. The thing is, they don't expect it. They don't see it coming. That's the thing. Like, because they're all expecting Eviolite. They run all these calcs like this and that. Then they just like, oh, I'll just taunt. And then you're immune to it. And it's like, oh, buddy, you suck. Like,
and then they just
it's all the mind games. It's the bait and switch.
You could also just get Aromatisse, who's also immune to taunt, who's also in Swish.
Yeah. The Swish Trick Room setters are so goated. You have like Mishana and like
everything does.
Runerigus and Cofagrigus, like gorgeous. You have like these most random Pokemon. And they're like actually pretty decent Trick Rooms. Yeah.
Like
Runerigus.
I know Hopeless loved Gorgeous.
Gen 8 Trick Room's just so amazing as a like archetype, dude, I swear.
Yeah, the mid tiers in Gen 8 are some of my favorites. To stand out, I really like Runerigus, Scoregeist. They're kind of my 2 favorites. Mostly because they presided. You've seen I've drafted them quite a bit between the 2 seasons. That I've drafted those 2 Pokemon just because they provide a lot of support and they're pretty versatile in what they can do. Like Runerigus, can both Trick Room, and if you have it if you notice the team I was spamming last season, I believe it had Runerigus and Azu on that team. It was a Moltres Galar draft, and the whole point was I can either Trick Room, or I could be like a weakness policy Aqua Jet with the Azu, and then I could just blow through your entire team. Right? So some Pokemon like that have pretty unique things, and if you can draft around them, or you have a plan to draft with them, like you can definitely pop off with them, even though they are mid tiers.
Yeah, you just run like the most random weakness policy Dynamax mons and just sweep through your opponent. who complete don't expect it. It's so fun.
Gen 8's such an amazing format.
As for SV,
Except the random bulldoze.
Dude, I would love bulldoze.
Bulldoze Registeel.
So valid, dude. I'll never forget. It was season 1. We were playing you guys, I think, and then it was friggin' Fist to Your Doom pulled out bulldoze, weakness policy, Registeel, and like
I think I saw that.
Other players, and I was just like, damn. I was like not expecting that. That I got put on sauce though. So, I forgot what tour it was. I remember I like basically copied that same draft you guys had with the Registeel, Spectrier, and then like went like 3-0 with it. It was so funny. And they were all like, datboi, nice draft. And I was like, yeah, you know me, knowing my stuff, doing my thing. As I just stole all the ideas.
The Spectre Registeel is basically like a watered down version of Spectre Metagross, which is pretty common.
Yeah, but the cool thing is like, because usually Spectre will be like your round 2 pick, so you'll have another high tier. And you'll still have the Steel Spectrier combo, so it'll be like nice. Like I think I had an Urshifu SS on that draft, which is why it was so nutty. Like versus if you first pick Metagross and then Spectrier, like you're not going to get an Urshifu.
I don't know what you're talking about. 2 seasons in a row, I had Metagross Urshifu single strike.
That's because we were bad drafters.
Don't say we. Don't say we. If
datboi was
control the Sword Shield draft, we would have amazing drafts. Do you remember what you drafted last season?
Coco Blastoise and Lando
T. Bro. Coco Blastoise? What is that? What is that?
Terrain Pulse. Dude, Blastoise is a sick one, okay?
No, you were the number one Blastoise fan, bro.
Don't hate on my goat.
I think I actually sniped you guys on Blastoise in one of the pools.
Probably.
I think you might have.
It's Swish 1. It was the Soul Survivor draft, the one where we had our Shifu single in.
I don't think we were going for it there, but I swear every single season. Okay, I don't know if I should say this, but I'll say it anyways. Every single season we try and get this like Rillaboom Zapdos Grimmsnarl core.
Yeah.
Rillaboom Zapdos Heatran Grimmsnarl core. And every single time, I swear, Grimmsnarl gets taken before round 3 or something. And we never get it. And then
another pool goes untouched.
Use Klefki. And then use Klefki. Or like in the last season, we had to use like Politoed Kingdra. So bad.
Dude, that was such a funny draft.
Bro, we had Incineroar, Zapdos, Kingdra, Politoed. Not a real team.
Where was your Gothitelle, bro? Where's your Wolfie Perish?
No, I didn't have enough points. Should have drafted Gothitelle.
Bro, we had a Goth team in like Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon season 2. We had like
I think I was
Goth Mega Maw. It was so disgusting. What a nasty team. Like with Politoed.
I swear I didn't even do that well.
No, that draft actually went crazy.
Looked good on paper though.
Our Ultra, dude, both our drafts were nutty that year.
Yeah, we always hit when it's USUM. We always got the fire drafts.
Yeah, we had fire Ultra so much from the drafts last season. Problem is I just suck at piloting, but the drafts were amazing.
Okay, I'm not good at Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon either. All right. We ready to move on to the next one?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Next is Fake Out. High tier, low tier, mid tier?
I'd probably go low tiers. I used to I haven't played that much Gen 9 draft, but I used to always spam like Torracat and Thwacky and just like whatever random low tier mons get Fake Out and just
you missed the arc, datboi. I know you would have loved this guy in a lot of Gen 9 VGC tours. There's this 3-point Sneasel Hisui. He moved up on our tier list, by the way. He's no longer there. But there's 3-point Sneasel Hisui. That guy was Himinty the third of 3 points, bro. That thing was better than everything in 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah.
Fake Out, coaching, gum shot, CC. I think they did everything.
Yeah.
Dude, oh, that sounds great. Dude, I love
why would you get Sneasel when you have Sneasel Hisui?
Yeah, for like half, like literally 3 points, right? 16 versus 3.
Who needs Dive Claw anyways?
Dude, it's just like it just presses fake out. Like it doesn't need to do all this and that.
And inner focus as well.
Like, dude, Torracat was
but
GOAT. It still is, but it was even more the GOAT back in the day.
Like during Swish?
Fake out. It was just insane. But yeah, Swish, Torracat, because you would just like stall Max with it. Because you would just like
one of the benefits with Torracat was fast.
And cycle it and just be stupid with it and just stall out their Max. And it was well, I win.
One of the benefits Torracat has, especially over Instant, is Torracat's actually its speed. A lot of the top tier guys either speed tie it in case of Moltres Galar, because Moltres Galar, I said it before, it's 20 now. So Moltres Galar would speed tie it, right? So still you're faster then. You can we threaten Wisp, you threaten Parting Shot, Metagross, you can Wisp it, right? Other things like that. You're much faster than them than Instant would be. Instant has the potential to get outran by them, which isn't really good because they're gonna speed creep you, right? Or Torracat doesn't have to worry about that, and while being cheaper, which made it pretty valuable back in that gen.
Yeah. Now, like the thing with Torracat is that if you run really high speed on it, then you can't really afford to be that super bulky because Torracat innately has some pretty low defenses, and so typically if you want to live some like bigger hits, like say Max Quake, usually you want to be investing more into your defense. But I mean, you could probably find an optimized spread that does help with that, but I've used Torracat quite a bit in some previous seasons, and that's the kind of main issue I found. I was like, I want to be fast, but I also want to be bulky at the same time. And it's really hard to balance the two.
I mean, I still think in Gen 8, where it was like, used to be like 8 points or something. It's like in a gen where there's such a benefit to stalling out Max, and like if you have your Max and they've already used yours, like theirs, I mean, it's basically wraps. Like, when there's such an advantage to being able to stall, like for 8 points, it was just such a menace.
You'd probably like the end. You'd probably like Personal Lola because it benefits from having that higher speed, being fast. Because you don't really Personal Lola's pretty fast on its own, even with no speed. You're able to outrun stuff like Celesteela and Metagross with minimal investment while being able to be bulky, and it has Fur Coat as its ability, which makes it pretty good.
Yeah.
So you probably would like that Pokemon.
Yeah, that would be pretty good. I mean, in SV, I guess like in terms of fake out, there's like what Rillaboom and Ironhands, right? They're like the real fake out mons. Rillaboom and Ironhands are goated, but if you like don't draft Rillaboom and Ironhands, like mid tier, there's like what? There's like Hariyama, which is a good fake out mon.
And dude, I know you love your Hariyama. Oh
dude,
my god,
Hariyama Farigiraf, dude, that was nutty. Everyone copied me after that.
Dude, that is not one. Dude, Hariyama is not a mon.
Dude, Terranormal Facade. Come on, tell me that's not tough.
Dude, if the other team had any sense of what they were doing, oh my god, you would lose all your. All I'm
saying is Hariyama carried me in WBG, and I choked against Robin. But whatever. But usually, like if you don't get like fake out in your high tiers, you usually just go for like that really low tier fake out mon. Just like, because you have no budget left for like any other good fake out mon. So usually you just like pick up whatever you have left.
So looking through the mid tier currently, so here's who's in mid tier for fake out. You mentioned Hariyama, you have Smeargle, you have Incineroar.
Smeargle.
You have Gothitelle.
Yeah, I would not let my pride draft Smeargle.
You have Gothitelle there. You have Mienshao. You also have Weavile. Hariyama, who was mentioned. Anyone else in here? There's Salazzle, Tinkaton.
There's like Raichu and Blastoise.
Raichu and Blastoise, yeah. Blastoise is probably one of the better ones.
Blastoise.
There's also Torracat too.
Blastoise is like, what does it really do, man? Like all it does is click Icy Wind and Flip Turn.
Blastoise is one of the few, is the only water type who is not Kyogre who has Water Spout in his feet.
Well, yeah, you would need like really good speed control in order to pull that off, though.
Usually Chiyu drafts like to get Blastoise. The Chiyu ones, like Chiyu Whimsicott, they really like Blastoise. Yeah. Like my team last season.
It's coming off at 85 special attack stat. It could work though. Like it could work. Like you chuck a Mystic Water or Specs on that in Beat to Ruin, that will hurt.
I've used it a couple of times. It has some really good sets. It's a pretty versatile Pokemon. It could also click Shell Smash, which not many people will expect it to in VGC.
Yeah, I think you need the right support around Blastoise in order to fully like make use of it because it has like good tools like
Mhm.
Shell Smash and Water Spout. But like if you don't have like redirection for it, then you just have like a sitting really bulky water type who like
Has
hits
milling
like a wet paper
offenses.
towel. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's a lot of people's problem with it. I always prefer high tier when it comes to fake out because my high tier fake out will come to games, which means that I'm always exerting that kind of fake out pressure, right?
Yeah.
I don't think there's still a lot of people who will not respect low tier, mid tier fake out, which I mean, like, that's an advantage to them, but like, if they're not respecting it and then you just don't bring it, then it's just like, okay, well, this Pokemon didn't affect their prep like whatsoever.
Yeah.
I think especially with Pokemon like Thwacky and SV, who have received an inherent nerf because of Grassy Glide being nerfed, right? A lot of people just don't respect it. It's not saying it's a bad Pokemon, but it's not as good as it would have been in Swish, right?
Yeah.
I remember like we used to like spam Sneasel in Black White because in Black White it was still like sub 10 points, and it was just like because you could lead Sneasel and still get easy KOs just because things are ice weak and there was no power creep, and it faked out. It was such a goat mon.
Good thing Black White's gone.
Good thing Black and White's gone.
Dude, no one in this server knows as much about Black White draft as I do, bro.
Hey, there's some hashtag free Black Whiters, man. It's funny if you try to go into STC and type hashtag free Black White, you can't type it. The word gets blocked by automod.
What? Why? Literally 1984, bro. Oh my god.
Not in my server. I'm tired of these people saying free Black and White, and then I host a Black and White off season, and none of these people who say free Black and White signed up. I'm tired of it. Not a singular soul. Not a singular soul did.
That's because they saw I wasn't there and they were like, "Oh, if datboi's not there, it's not a valid Black White tour." That's literally what it is.
Next time I'll DM you. Next time we do it, then I'll send you a DM and be like, "Sign up."
Black White League.
Start my own Black White League. You'd be scared with how many people I got. How many people I got to a Black White League? You'd be scared. You'd be shocked.
There'll be 3 sign-ups. He, and then himself. And his alt.
My 2 alts.
We can start the season now. Let's go. All right. We're going to move on to our last one. And it is Follow Me / Rage Powder. High tier, mid tier, low tier.
Orgapon.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. High tier Follow Me is good. Ogre-Pawns are nutty. And Gen 8 Togekiss was stupidly good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Gen 7. I mean, Follow Me's not as good in Gen 7.
I want to disagree with you. I can see your point in Gen 7. I kind of want to disagree because there's some really good Follow Me users in Gen 7.
All I know is Lucario got Follow Me in Gen 7. That's pretty cool. And Raichu.
Gen 7, I feel like the format's too just strong with Z's and Megas running around to like be bothered to Follow Me. Because like if they just lead a Mega and someone with a Z, they'll just pick up 2 KOs.
There's a lot of strong spread moves in that format. Ones that come to mind are like Mega Men's Mega Gardevoir Hyper Voice. Those are 2 big ones that come to mind when I think of strong spread moves, which is why it could be less ideal.
God, Heat Wave.
Yep. Give me that yard, bro. But yeah, I see Follow Me so good nowadays, like Gen 8, Gen 9. Oh my god.
Like in Scarlet Violet, like I'm a pretty huge fan of like the Electabuzz Magmar line. You have like 4 redirectors in the draft pool. That's insane. Like you have 4 available redirectors who are all pretty decent. They have like pretty good abilities with Eviolite. They can be really fat, and it's not like they're sitting ducks. Like Electabuzz can click like Electro Web for speed control, and Magmar like with the flame body, or like just throw a random overheat and just like one tap things. I really like those. And then I remember like in Swish, you have like the random Togepi Follow Me, or like the random Tangela Follow Me. You have like your low tier Follow Me Rage Powder ones,
dude,
which are pretty good value. Yeah.
I remember like one season it got like +4 points, and I was like, well, never touching that.
Yeah, it was no longer worth it then.
Which Pokemon?
And it was like Togetic. Like 8 points, and was like, oh, that's pretty good. 8 points for that mon. So I can see that fits in pretty cheap. then like you blinked one season and then it was like 12 points and it was like yikes.
Oh, like the Comfey massacre, like the 50. What was it, like 13-point Comfey all the way to 17? That guy's still worth it though. That guy's still worth it.
Oh, it's so funny. Like, do you remember like in singles Gen 8 when Glow King first came out and it was like a 12, 13-point mon and it was like drafted and people were like, oh, then like by the end of the gen it was like 18 like point round 1 pick mon and it was just like,
yeah, dude, what's going on? What happened?
It's so funny seeing like mons like at the start of gens, people are like, no, it's not that good. And then as the gen goes on, they're like, yeah, we've been mistiering this by so much.
A lot of Pokemon have been like that in our current tier list where we're kind of moving down even in Ilgent. I'll give you an example. Your beloved Dusclops. I forget how much he used to be. Do you know how much he used to be? You probably should know.
It used to be 10, crazy tax and Swish.
Like how much?
I don't know what
he's like 9 to 11. Oh, 9, 10-ish points.
No, I don't think. I think it was a lot higher than that. I think it used to be like 15.
He used to be crazy tax.
Oh, like right now it's sitting in 12 points. To be exact, it's sitting in 12.
12-point Dusclops? Jeez.
That's in Swish.
In Swish? Oh my god.
A couple other Pokemon went down who were kind of notable. Who might have been taxed. Actually, I think Togetic actually went down. Togetic's in like 9. So it's like kind of draftable now.
Bring it back to its glory days.
We're not breaking it like 6 points. I think like who moved down who's the book? I think Komodo was kind of another notable Pokemon who moved down in Swish. Who can be like, this guy might be shiced. He might be bad. I think Gengar moved down in every single gen. We keep coming back to Gengar like this guy's bad. You gotta move him down again.
Fordmon.
Dude, oh my god, Gengar is bad.
Dude, I think he's in 7 points in every gen now.
7 points? Honestly, that's kind of fair. Like, he's so frail.
Dude, I swear, Amoonguss, like, how do you build a draft around that?
I actually like Amoonguss a lot. I think one of those things people don't get with Amoonguss is you really want a strong knockoff user. If you get strong knockoffs, then the thing of with the safety goggles counterplay just doesn't exist. So now you got to bring taunt for Amoonguss. If I'm Mentalor, well, yeah, good luck, right? And then you also force like Terra Grass. You force a bunch of Terra Grasses. If you can beat the Terra Grass with like your top tier, it's actually not so bad. I think it fits a more balanced kind of comp.
What he's saying.
And a lot of comps in SV draft kind of lean towards HO, so it doesn't really fit on those kind of comps, right? If you have more balancey, then it would definitely fit on those. My immediate thought is maybe something with like an Iron Hands it would fit on, or maybe something with like an Urshifu.
Yeah, but like you need a really good knock user though.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, what he's saying is draft Instant Amoonguss.
Yup.
Yes.
Yup.
That never works. It never works. Do not listen to that advice.
I'm trying to think of like a really strong knock user off the top of my head in VGC draft.
Roaring Moon.
Roaring Moon is one of them, but that's more HOE. Let me see. Oh, Ogerpon. Ogerpon's one of them. I mean, but you have double grass though.
Yeah.
It's literally Ogerpon. Who cares?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, double redirecting, bro.
Double redirect.
Rage powder for the sword stance. Dirty play.
Dude, they don't know which one's gonna redirect, so they don't even know who to attack.
That's fair. That's fair. I've experimented a bit with Amoonguss, running stuff like Clefable Amoonguss. Where like maybe Clefable click knockoff the turn prior to get like a safety. If I knew they were safety goggles, and then I could bring in Amoonguss like under Trick Room and click Spore and stuff like that.
Yeah, that kitchen's burnt. That is one hell of a burnt kitchen.
Hey man. Sometimes you get bored.
Clefable is crazy.
You guys sometimes you get bored,
bring back
man.
the single stall.
Sometimes you get bored. You gotta have fun. When I'm playing in a league where I know I'm like better than everybody else, like, I get bored and I'm like, I gotta like sabotage my draft in some kind of way. Like I gotta even out the playing field.
Literally suffering from success.
Suffering from success. That's so funny. I have to even out the playing field, guys.
But yeah, I do think Amoonguss in general is a very strong Pokemon. Even if everybody, it's one of those Pokemon you have to over prep for, right? Because if you don't prep and don't respect Amoonguss, you lose to it. You will just lose to it. We've seen how good it is in regular VGC, right? Where it can very often just be the best Pokemon on the field. And I'm of the standpoint when you're playing like a regular like standard VGC, if you have a Mungus on your team, you can win the game. Essentially, the score is insane. I think the same thing applies to draft to a much lesser extent, but you very much can force someone to over prep for your Pokemon, which is fine because if the rest of your team is that strong, if they spent most of their prep prepping for a Mungus, then it's like whatever, right?
Yeah.
And if they don't prep for it at all, then it's going to get insane value to take over the game.
Yeah, that's valid.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to scout out the safety goggles, and then you're pretty much good to go.
I think in one comp that's pretty popular, I know the comp that's been in everybody's radar is the Archaeodon Torn team with like a top tier water type on there.
Oh my god!
Yep.
That team I made season 2. It's been popping up. Not season 2. I mean season 3. It's been popping off in other VGC tours, draft tours that are related. There's one with a Wellspring version of it. There's other Urshifu versions of it. The Mungus does beat that team very hard. Mungus beats that team. It's straight up. So, if you do want to beat that Rain team, it's like you see it's like in every pool you draft in a Mungus. There you go. You got your Rain C team. Mungus beats that team completely.
Yeah.
I'm
going to hard counter team you now.
Hard counter team. We're prepped.
Mungus every draft.
Mungus every draft. You can get Brew Bonnet. You guys like cheaper?
Brew Bonnet?
It doesn't hit the same.
Nah, Brew Bonnet's not a Mungus.
Hey, Brew Bonnet's kind of shice though. Brew Bonnet's kind of shice.
My mom.
If you click Tailwind, and then you have Brew Bonnet, you can get fast. You can get fast sport with it.
Dude, I'll never forget.
You need Sun.
Oh, dude, I'll never forget losing to a fast Amoonguss when I had Glastrier and WBG because it was a fast Amoonguss, but I was like, okay, whatever, I'll protect and set Trick Room, right? Then I set Trick Room and it was room service, so then it got -1 speed, so it was faster than me in and out of Tailwind. I was Trick Room. I was pissed.
Yeah, you got cooked. You got owned, bro.
Dude, I
deserve to win that
because I was like, oh, he can run slow and then be slower than me in Trick Room. But I was like, I'll be faster out of Trick Room. And then I was like, dude, wait, what? He's faster in both. I'm like, this is so stupid.
I love sets like that. That cooks.
See, but that's why draft's amazing. You're not getting that on ladder, bro. Like,
you get that from a low ladder warrior.
Trick Room.
Well, that is the place to be.
All right. We'll be wrapping up here soon. Is there any closing thoughts from you two?
Hyped for the season ahead.
Yeah, Chili Boys taking it home. We ran this tour, season 2. Honestly, season 3, like, couple bounces go our way. Like, ref opens his eyes, makes the call. Like, we're in there. Like, a lot of people are sleeping on us. I feel like there's a lot of hype for a lot of cores, but I don't hear a lot of hype about the Chili Boys. And I'm like, they don't know. They don't know.
I want to put this out there for a record for everybody who's not a mod. This guy's fucking captain nap for why I should choose you as a captain said this tour is my son. That's all it said. I want to put that out there for the record.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Dude,
this tour is my son.
I called this tour season 1.
You are not calling this you're not calling this tour your son. I'm 2-time champion and owner. This is my son. This is my child.
This is literally my son.
This is not shared custody. This is 100% shared custody. You're just paying child support, bro. Get out of here.
This tour was my idea. Okay. First of all, I was the one who got this tour created. This tour was going to die after season 1, and I got Strife to bring it back for season 2. Literally by me.
Oh, I did. I was the one who did it. I played him in WBG, and I forced him to bring it back.
Every week. I brought this tour back from the grave. I swear, this is my son. I know every Citrus game that's ever happened like the back of my head. I know all the lore. These people don't know.
They don't. They really don't know.
People don't know what's happened in the past 3 seasons. And they got to catch up.
Dude, that boy. One day, I'm gonna upload an STC lore video. You're gonna be the co-feature on that, man. You gotta drop all the STC lore.
Farm the views.
the amount of stuff that's happening in Captain Chat, just the straight stupid stuff. Everything Rising's ever done. Oh my god.
Remember when he almost got banned season 2? That shit was great.
Was insane.
He won one game.
Lemon was killed the tour before it even started season 1.
Yep.
Like,
yep.
It was wild. Oh my god. Season 1 was just straight rogue season.
It was so dumb too. All them did was joke ban somebody for saying.
Oh my god!
What was it? Someone said he said PST isn't a real time zone. Then
it was like
ban
Prince.
somebody.
It was literally Prince. Like that's just that's everyone's friends with Prince. I don't get that at all. It was so funny. Oh my god! And then he teamed with Prince. And then do you remember mid-season 1 where we just let people sign up? So I dropped my most expensive player to then get Chase Orangus. Like it was so stupid. Oh my god!
That season. That was the season to be a part of.
That was Ben wasn't locked in, but if you were there, that was one of the most fun experiences ever, or really not fun, depending on which way you look at it.
Yeah, which way?
And I was just spamming Zation in my drafts, bro.
It was just game that should have died.
How old were you when you signed up? Be real with me. Were you 14 or 13? Which one was it? Or 12?
Yeah, I was 14, man. I was 14. I was fresh off of a World Cup performance. Went 0-1. Missed every ground on plus 3 blades.
Dude, Dan, if you go look through our old DMs, bro, dude, actually go read your old DMs of me. Just go sit there and just look at what you put me through.
Okay. All right. I don't think we should bring that up here.
This guy was annoying as fuck. Don't worry though. That's still my goat. Regardless.
All right. Dude, real. I know what you want about. That's a different me.
No, I get that. Look. We all grow up over time, right? I knew you were pretty young, so I was just patient, right? That's all it was. I didn't really get annoyed. I got a little annoyed, but it wasn't anything to be I'm gonna tell you off or anything. Be I'm just gonna entertain him. Stuff like that.
All right, I gotta read this shit later. All right.
when he's not on the call.
What kind of stuff was I saying, bro?
You would have to understand, bro. You would DM me at 4:00 in the morning my time, asking me to play you, and you would spam me 20 times. And I'm EST.
What do you mean? I was locked in.
You were locked in the wrong way. I was not the locked in you were.
Not dialed in, bro.
Hey, it worked out in the end, though. Worked out.
Yeah, the team did well. The only reason we lost was because I got fucking hacks giga bad. It was they landed raw thunder twice, para into full para 2 times. I was just cooked.
Dude, that was season 1 was so crazy because there was just 4 teams that were just loaded beyond belief, and then 2 teams that literally had 0 players that would start on those 4 teams. It was so stupid.
Do you guys remember that we had full power Darkrai?
Yeah.
Oh my
Dude,
god.
he drafted it. That was a Reggie Gibby Mon, bro. That's literally how Noel won MVP. He just rode that every week.
Dark Void Gravity, bro. That's what I'm saying. You're people are why is Darkrai banned in Natex in season 2? No, season 3. They're why is Darkrai banned in Natex? We can allow it. These guys have never played. They've never played with a fucking Darkrai. They've never played with that shit. They've never played with it. They don't know. They don't know. They're not knowers.
They don't know the Sableye Darkrai.
They're not knowers. They're oh, click Misty Terrain. By the time your dumb, bad Pokemon clicks Misty Terrain, it's already asleep. Get out of here, dude.
Misty Terrain, oh my god.
He
thought he was cooking with Misty Terrain.
They thought they were cooking. No. I know better. I know better than allow Darkrai in Natex. Come on now.
Oh my god, dude! That Natex draft we had season 1 with Darkrai, Mega Meta, Rillaboom, Zapdos. We had every mon on that team. And
that team was demon, bro.
Every week it was so funny.
I gotta send you a draft, datboi. When this is over, I'm gonna send you a draft. I'm gonna read it out to you right here while it's on recording. So my first pick is Chen Pao. My second pick is Mega Metagross. Okay. My third pick is Overpond Wellspring.
What format is this?
My fourth pick is Zeraora. My fifth pick is Diancie. My sixth pick is Volcanion. And my 7th pick is Mega Sableye.
Nah. What Mickey Mouse
Mega
League is this?
Sableye?
What Mickey Mouse League is this?
I've never dropped a game the entire season.
Well, Canyon,
Dude,
pick 6.
Dude, that team actually sounds so funny. Mega Metagross Cheating Palette sounds disgusting.
Dude, I had the best coaching bond in Zero Aura format, dude.
Oh my god.
The funniest part is, I think I brought the Mega Sableye more times than the Mega Metagross.
Dude, Mega Sableye does so much. People don't know.
Dude, I'm a big Mega
People know
Sableye
about
fan. In Nat decks, I make that guy cheap in leagues I play in. If I have controller tiering, I make it cheap so I can get it.
Dictator clause.
Dictator clause.
Dude, especially in, like, obviously Citrus is different because there's only 8 teams, and, like, the high-tier megas are just stupid broken. But, like, there's a lot of, like, those more mid-tier megas where if we were in a 16-team draft, we'd get to see them shine a lot more. And I'm like, people don't know. Like,
right.
Like, Mega Kang, no one ever drafts that. I'm like, in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. And I'm like, dude, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, Mega Kang is such a beast.
Yeah, it's 16 man, that guy gets picked up round 1, like pick 4. Like,
exactly. But then in the 8 team, everyone's like, yeah, I'll just wait for, you know, Mega Lucario or some other stupid mega. And it's like, it always gets slept on. But I'm like, dude, that's such a broken mon. Like, these kids don't know. They don't know.
Right. Well, we rambled for a little bit here at the end. I'm gonna turn off the recording now. It was we'll see you guys for the next captain interview, which will hopefully be the last one, which will be Robin Miso. See you guys.
Oh,